if I start the talk right away. And I hope you are doing my Zoom also. Yes. So this talk therefore is not only for you all, but there are many others. Some are in Singapore, some are in England, some in Australia, and others maybe in America, Canada, and so forth. So, thanks to the COVID, I started this Zoom talk in 2019, and today's talk is this morning is on right understanding. In Pali it is called samadhi. Samadhi. I think I have given many talks on this topic for almost 1 year, every Saturday, before we start the Zoom talks. Every Saturday I had a Dhamma class. So one of the topics I selected was right understanding samadhi. I used Samadhi Sutta in Madhyamika Nikaya, Sutta number 9, where Venerable Sariputta explained right understanding in 16 ways. Right understanding is one of the most important aspects of the Buddha's teaching. It's a very, very vast subject. I try to give the summary so that I can have a little bit of what Venerable Sariputta said. Venerable Sariputta, the Buddha has explained the Noble Eightfold in many, many ways. Number one is right understanding, right view. Let me focus the mind on what Venerable Sariputta said. What he said is not any more different from what Buddha said. Right understanding is understanding the briefest explanation of right understanding is understanding the Four Noble Truths, understanding suffering, understanding the cause of suffering, understanding the end of suffering, and understanding the path leading to the end of suffering. That is the simplest and briefest explanation of right understanding. But that may not be enough for many people to understand right understanding. So whenever Sariputta started explaining it in 16 ways, first he said, understanding unwholesome as unwholesome, cause of unwholesome as cause of unwholesome, the wholesome as the wholesome, And the cause of unwholesome, the wholesome as the wholesome cause of the root. That means unwholesome and unwholesome root, wholesome and wholesome root. These are the four segments he used to explain right understanding. We have to understand what is unwholesome, what is unwholesome, and what are the causes of unwholesome. What is the wholesome? What are the causes of the wholesome? The wholesome are the unwholesome, but unwholesome are divided into three categories: physical, verbal, and mental. Three physical unwholesome deeds, four verbal unwholesome deeds, and three mental unwholesome deeds. When you explain these, there are 20 ways of understanding, right understanding, when we explain these two categories. Now, in the first category, three physical unwholesome things are killing and encouraging others to kill are both unwholesome. Because we have to understand the deep meaning of why it is unwholesome. There is no any particular reason for anybody to take anybody's life, any living being's life, no reason. This is just like opening a can of worms. People can come up with all kind of reasons to kill. But if you want to make yourself mind clear and pure, to be free from suffering, you have to understand the deep meaning of the bad, unwholesome results of killing. No one can kill with joy, pleasure, and pure, clean state of mind. No one can kill. It is unwholesome. And second physical unwholesome thing is stealing. No one has any right to steal something from someone, take something from someone without that person's permission, without legal, ethical way. And the third physical unwholesome thing is sensual misconduct. We use sensual misconduct, sometimes people translate it very narrowly as sexual misconduct. Sexual misconduct is one of the sensual misconducts. One of the sensual misconduct. What is the sensual misconduct? Using our eyes, ears, nose, tongue, body and mind, abusing them. Using them correctly is not unwholesome. Abusing them is unwholesome. Why unwholesome? Unwholesome always pollute the mind. Our purpose is to liberate ourselves from suffering. In order to liberate ourselves from suffering, we have to clean the mind. And the very thing that we want to clean, if we pollute it, how can we be free from suffering? We inflict suffering in us indirectly by polluting our mind. Because the mind is the chief. Everything is mind-made. Mind is the forerunner. And if that mind is impure, unclean, polluted, corrupted, how can we be peaceful and happy? And then when we abuse our senses, that is right, in the Samvara, Buddha has taught us to practice Indriya Samvara, restraining our senses. Restraining our senses, there are serious Samvara, Jnana Samvara, Sat Samvara, Kamti Samvara, Virya Samvara. There are 5 kinds of restraining that taught us to restrain our senses, not to abuse them. Not to abuse them. When we don't restrain our senses and we become unmindful, it is always possible for us to abuse our senses. As we abuse them, we can liberate ourselves from greed, hatred, and so on. Anyway, these are the 3 unwholesome things we commit with our body. With the word by speech, these things we have to negate, not because that's another topic, another talk that I have to give on this topic. 4 verbal unwholesome things. What are the 4 verbal unwholesome things? Telling lies, using divisive speech, malicious speech, harsh speech, and gossip. We explain all these things in detail when I do my talk tomorrow. But for now, we remember that these 4 are unwholesome things we commit verbally. And the third is mental unwholesome. What is mental unwholesome? There are 3. Covetousness, anger, and wrong view. Now, covetousness is greed that greed for somebody else's property, somebody else's things. We look at them with greed, wishing and hoping to have it for our own possession. When somebody has something, if the thought arises in our mind, it is very beautiful, I like to have it. That can prepare your mind to steal it, because you become so greedy for that person's property, that person's valuable thing. You don't have it. Perhaps you may not have need to own it. Therefore, this thought, when it arises in the mind, that can trigger your greed to steal that thing. Therefore, covetousness is a very dangerous thing. Unwholesome thought, covetousness. We commit, we may not execute our thought, but the thought itself is unwholesome. Second unwholesome is hatred, vyapara. Not just general, normal, ordinary anger. Vyapara means when you are conceiving grudge, and it can develop into taking revenge and killing others. Moreover, that can make your mind so polluted that you keep harping on it, developing it, and the moment you see the person, you hate the person, and you keep developing it, you may even die in that anger. You may not execute it, but that grudge, anger, hatred may remain in the mind, in your subconscious mind, and when you die, perhaps that can become very active, and you can die with certain anger, hatred. That is why it is harmful. This is harmful, unwholesome thought. Last unwholesome thought is wrong view. Now, these are the 10 unwholesome things. What are the 10? 3 physical, 4 verbal, and 3 mental. Out of them, the last one is the most dangerous of all of them. Now, what is that? There are 10 wrong views. 10 wrong views. Now, my topic is to talk on right view, right understanding. Right understanding. But before I explain right understanding, I have to explain what wrong understanding is. Wrong view is one of the 10 wrong, unwholesome mental, unwholesome states, unwholesome karma. By the way, also must understand that this week's retreat theme is Noble Eightfold Path. That's the theme. I forgot to mention at the very outset, Noble Eightfold Path is a karma. It is karma that nullifies karma. Karma that destroys karma is Noble Eightfold Path. Because karma keeps repeating again and again and again and again. Because of karma, we keep taking birth again and again after death. And therefore, there has to be an end to this. There has to be an end to this karma. Karma ending, karma is called Noble Eightfold Path. It is karma kaya karma in Pali. Karma kaya karma. Otherwise, we keep committing karma again and again and again. One day they have to bring the karma also to an end. The karma that brings karma to an end is noble, eightfold path. That is why this is very, very important retreat, very important theme, topic, we must remember. So, unwholesome, among unwholesome views, unwholesome understanding, first we understand what is unwholesome. What is unwholesome? Out of the 10, the last one is wrong view. Wrong view. There are 10 wrong views. What are they? Natti dinna. That is, there is no benefit in giving. No benefit in giving. It's a wrong view. No benefit of offerings of large amount of material, physical things, offering of our service, offering of our energy, offering of our skill. One might think this is useless. That's the wrong view. Offering our service is not useless. But somebody can think it is useless. It's a wrong view. Then, nothing to give something to a virtuous person, sacrificing. Natti yittam. Yittam means offering things to a virtuous person, giving things to religious person who is dedicated to religious life. Then there are people who believe that there is no research of good and bad karmas. Things happen by chance, and there is nothing called karma. This is mere speculation, and they don't believe in that. That is another wrong view. Then some people believe that if there's no next life, this is the only life we have, no more next life. According to the Buddha's teaching, that is a completely wrong view. After attaining enlightenment, Buddha said, Aneka jara sansara, sandhavisam manipisam. Many a birth in samsara I wander, seeking but not finding the builder of this house, he said. Many, many lives he was born and reborn, not once born again. As some people say they are born again, so and so. Buddhists are born again and again and again and again. Therefore, not to believe that there is no rebirth is a wrong view. And then, next is there is no any benefit of living moral life now. Do whatever you want. You are free. There should not be any restrictions, rules and regulations, ethics and moral. They are all nonsensical things they believe. Then they think there is no any purpose of caring our mother, not the mother. No purpose of caring our mothers. This is another woman. She is another woman. Surely she is a woman. But for the children, she is not another woman. Because children must understand these 100% to biologically. Each and every one of us belongs to our mother. It is the mother, you just think about it, the mother, that little ovum and sperm unite as one cell, and this cell lodged in a womb, and then she keeps nourishing it, multiplying it, bringing food, nourishment, vitamin, protein, mineral, copper, whatever we need to build this body inside. Nobody has contributed anything. She contributes everything. Mother, just think about it. Does anybody goes into her womb to feed the baby? No. Mother does everything. For 9 months according to the lunar calendar, and 10 months according to 9 months according to the solar calendar, 10 months according to the lunar calendar. She keep it inside, going through all kind of difficulties, all kind of emotional difficulties. Her blood pressure can raise, sugar can increase, heart rate may be faster. She had to go urinate very quickly because her blood becomes smaller. She had to eat for 2 persons. We don't think of all these things and say we are ourselves, mother is another woman. Mother is not another woman. Mother has gone through all kind of difficulty, problems and pain and emotion and physical. She doesn't look very attractive when she is pregnant. She sacrifices her beauty for the sake of this baby. And therefore, if somebody were to think supporting mother is just useless, no benefit, it's a wrong view. Completely wrong view. Unethical wrong view. And then there is no supporting father. If father is not there, mother cannot generate the baby. Mother also has made a part to play, to support her, to take care of her, give physical, emotional support. Any family you know, when only mother faces a child always feels something missing. Child always feels something missing. When he goes to the school, other children talk about the father. This child doesn't have a father. How bad he feels, emotionally, psychologically. And therefore, father gives support, physical, mental support. And therefore, to think that the supporting father is useless is a wrong view. And then there are no birth, spontaneous birth. That's a wrong view. There are spontaneous birth. Like sometimes, rarely, very rarely, some human and generally all divine beings, spontaneous birth. And also there is a wrong belief that there are no enlightened persons. Today, this moment, somebody can say, this moment there are, in the world, there are no enlightened persons. To have this kind of view, how much research the person has done to conclude that there are no enlightened persons. And if there's somebody gone through one by one of all these 8 billion people among human beings to conclude that there are no enlightened persons, enlightened beings, and therefore that's a very foolish, wrong view. These are the 10 kinds of wrong views. And then the first 10 and these 10, now there are 20 kinds of wrong views, wrong unwholesome things. View is only 10 and others are 10. View is one of them and that one is multiplied by plan or expanded to 10. So, what is the root? Then Sariputta says, these are the unwholesome. And what are the roots of unwholesome? Roots of unwholesome are generally greed, hatred, and delusion. Lobha, dosa, moha. Greed, hatred, and delusion are the root of all unwholesome thoughts, words, and deeds. So, then what are the wholesome? So there was the knowing unwholesome as unwholesome, the root of unwholesome as the root of unwholesome, and then knowing the wholesome as wholesome, and the root of the wholesome as root of wholesome. Just the opposite of this. For instance, for first 4 of physical, killing, stealing, sexual misconduct is unwholesome. Wholesome is abstaining from killing, stealing, and sexual misconduct. Not only just abstaining, but positively practicing opposite of them. That is, not only abstaining from killing, but at the same time practice metta, loving friendliness for all living beings. Not only abstaining from stealing, but also appreciating, practicing appreciative joy, mudita. Let others have what they deserve, what they have earned honestly, what they earn with their own effort. They deserve what they have, let them have it. I am so happy that so and so has such and such. So practice the mudita. Then the third is not committing sexual misconduct. We have every right to use our senses, but not to abuse them. When we use our senses correctly, we can cleanse our mind, purify our mind of all impurities. And these are the three physical things. And the four verbal are abstaining from telling lies, and telling the truth, and using friendly words, using gentle words, and telling the meaningful things. To abstain is the opposite of telling slanderous talk, harsh talk, and gossip. And the other three, mental right or something, is having metta instead of generosity. Having instead of covetousness, having generosity, practicing generosity, and instead of hatred, practicing living friendness, and instead of having wrong views, these 10 kinds of wrong views, having the opposite of it. These are the wholesome. And the root of wholesome are non-greed, non-hatred, non-delusion. So, when the Sariputta said, if somebody if somebody practices these wholesome things, then that person is practicing right view. And practicing this right view, he can this person can attain liberation in this very life. That is the beauty. When one practices this, I can say it in Mali, but I want to say it in English. He said in Pali, Yato Swari Afghan Pajanati, Afghan Mulanjan, Kusan Pajanati, Kusan Mulanjan. So, like Raja Sam Pal, Patijan Sam Anu, Pativino, this they are running. All kind of, he overcomes this, knowing this unwholesome as unwholesome, wholesome as wholesome, he can end suffering in this very life. How can you do that? Knowing wholesome as wholesome, unwholesome as unwholesome, wholesome root as wholesome root, unwholesome root as unwholesome root. Even practicing only this much, one can overcome anusaya. Completely he can overcome raga anusaya. Anusaya means underlying tendencies. How can we overcome underlying tendencies by practicing these things? When we know the root of unwholesome is greed. Greed operates in many ways, gross level and subtle level. And subtle level is called anusaya. Anusaya. Anusaya means sleeping together with it remains as underlying tendency of the subconscious mind, which we may not be aware of it, but it is there. Only when opportunities arise, this underlying greed can arise, become active, and that is why it is called anusaya. And when the sadhus is going to know the root of unwholesome is greed, so the person tries to eliminate greed. Once he understands this understanding, once he understands this exactly as they are, then he can overcome them and uproot them completely. For instance, I mentioned that we see in my method and instruction, I mentioned, to overcome greed as a hindrance, I mentioned we have to see impermanence, unsatisfactoriness, and selflessness of greed. There is another discourse in Samyutta Nikaya. It is called Mithya Bhavana Sutta. The discourse on the destruction of wrong views. How can that happen? How can we do this? How can we overcome wrong views? And the root of wrong views is getting into the very depth of the root. For instance, we have 6 senses. And we understand 6 senses as not something permanent. Eyes, ears, nose, tongue, body, and mind are not permanent. The past, present, future, internal, external, all these eyes are not permanent. They all are impermanent. We all have experienced impermanent nature of our lives by now. At least some of us. But eventually we will all understand if we live long enough that our eyes, ears, nose, tongue, body and mind are not permanent. Understanding them is the right understanding. That they are impermanent is right understanding. Then visual object, form, sound, smell, taste, touch, and mind objects are all impermanent. Forms, our forms and external forms that we see with the eyes are all impermanent. Just imagine how many millions of forms we have seen of all sorts, human, animals, objects, and so on, all forms that we have seen in the past. They are born. And our form also is impermanent. We were not born in this form. We are born in a certain form, very tiny, little soft, gentle, like a piece of meat that cannot do anything by itself. The mother had to do everything. And that form change, and now we are in this form. That has been happening all along. And seeing this acceptance there is right understanding. Right understanding. And then visual objects, our internal organs, eyes, ears, tongue, body, and mind, and so forth. And the external objects, form, sound, smell, taste, touch, and mental organs, all imperfect. And we combine these two together, arises what? Consciousness. Chakku vijnana, sota vijnana, jnana vijnana, jiva vijnana, kaya vijnana, mano vijnana. This vijnana is consciousness. Vijnana is knowing correctly. They all are impermanent. Eye consciousness, ear consciousness, nose consciousness, tongue consciousness, body consciousness, mind consciousness, all are impermanent. That is right understanding. Then, when these three combine together, arises contact, hasa, eye contact, ear contact, nose contact, tongue contact, body contact, mind contact. All these contacts are all impermanent. That is right understanding. Then, when these four combine together, there is visual object, senses, sensory object, consciousness, contact. Four. When contact arises, feeling arises, pleasant, unpleasant, and neutral. They also are impermanent. Right? They all are impermanent. That is right understanding. Then, perception. Rupa sanya, sattva sanya, gandha sanya, rasa sanya, bhakta sanya. These perceptions also are impermanent. That is right understanding. And then, thinking. Rupa sanchetana, sattva sanchetana, gandha sanchetana, rasa sanchetana, bhakta sanchetana, dhamma sanchetana. Thought of the form, thought of sound, thought of smell, thought of taste, thought of touch, thought of mind object. These are thoughts. They also are impermanent. Then the craving that arises. Craving arises in 60 places in our life every day. Through our eyes, ears, nose, tongue, body, and mind, and the objects and so forth. Craving arises. This craving also is impermanent. That is why Buddha says, Pona Bhavana, Nandira Bhavata, Tatra Tatra Vinandini. This craving arises again and delight there, and try to settle down there, and then lose interest and go to something else, then tries to settle there, And that impermanent then goes to something. So the craving itself is impermanent. That is right understanding. Then thinking about them, thinking, deliberation, pondering, and sustaining, all of them are impermanent. That which is impermanent, is unsatisfactory. Yada Nityanta, whatever is impermanent, is unsatisfactory. Seeing this unsatisfactory nature is right understanding. That which is impermanent, unsatisfactory, is without any permanent self. Without any permanent self. That is right understanding. So, therefore, when Sariputta said, knowing the unwholesome and their roots, the wholesome and their roots, one can overcome all underlying tendencies to greed, raga, underlying tendency of hatred, partition, and overcoming asmimana. Asmimana means I consciousness. Asmimana is we overcome only when we attain full enlightenment, arahato. So when we understand impermanence, unsatisfactoriness, selflessness, there is no shadow of permanent I. Asmi. Asmi means I. Asmi, I am. Man means measure. Man means conceive. Pali word, man is very good word. For conceive, Pali word is measure. Pali word is mana. Mana means measure. Inches, foot, meters, kilometers, mile, or ounce, all these are measures. So I use to measure you. I use myself to measure you. I am so and so, my education is such and such, my knowledge is such and such, you are such and such, your knowledge is such and such, your education, and then your wealth, appearance, and so forth. I use my own measure to measure you. And therefore, Pali word is very good measure. Pali word is mana, measure. So the I measure will disappear. This quote unquote I in the center is the one that we use to measure others. That will completely disappear from the mind. Asmi samagayika. Avidyam pavidyam upayukta. Ignorance will be completely destroyed and wisdom will arise, and in its very life he ends suffering. This is one part of the 16 ways of explaining right view, right understanding, according to Venerable Sariputta. 16 ways. This is one of them. There are 15 other ways to understand right understanding. I think, as I said, you heard the wrong, and we have another item after this. eating item. So we have to have time for that. And thank you very much for listening to this talk. And try to remember, right understanding is the absolute and necessary thing to overcome our karma. To overcome our karma, Noble Eightfold Path is the wonderful karma, the only karma, only wholesome karma that can overcome our all karmas is the Noble Eightfold Path karma. Okay? And therefore this retreat is very, very important. Every aspect of the Noble Eightfold Path we must understand, properly correctly, and try to put them into practice little by little at a time, so that we can end our suffering. That is why the Buddha was so emphasized. Practice Noble Eightfold Path if you want to get rid of your suffering. Practice it. All right.